Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of American Heroes Outdoors.
This week we're out on Lake Erie, big water. We're getting to fish with 5-0 fishing charters. Great guys out there. Former law enforcement officer Keith Zarembski, and we're going to be spending time with Carl Hatala. Recon Outdoors, brand new veteran owns program. You know, one of the biggest things about out there is you got to have big equipment. You got to have big rod holders. You got to have gear that can handle the conditions out there when you're big water trolling. And those guys out there, they know what they're doing out in that big water like that. And we ran into some big waves. It's going to be fun. It's going to be choppy. There's going to be a lot of fish. There's going to be a lot of fun going on Lake Erie.
And also we get to honor our next Shields hometown hero, Dakota Brekhus.
Stay tuned.
American Heroes Outdoors shares the stories of our nation's true heroes, a documentation of journey, commitment, struggle, and healing. A glimpse into the sacrifice and bravery of our service men and women. This is American Heroes Outdoors.
Lake Erie is the world capital of walleye fishing. Probably the last 3 or 4 years. Every year the walleye hatch has increased exponentially, and just when you think it's not going to get any better, you get another year that the hatch is even more crazier. I mean, I always wanted to be a charter captain, so once I retired, you know, I told my wife I wanted to do this, but I wanted to do it the right way, and I wanted to have a nice boat and the best of the best equipment. I love to fish. I love to catch fish. And all the friends that I have that are fishing buddies, they would never be ready to go when I wanted to go. So I was like, well, I can become a charter captain, have a nice boat, take out clients, kids, whoever, and show them a good time and let them catch the fish.
Boy, this is pretty fun. It's a little sporty out here right now. We made it. Well, we're somewhere on Lake Erie in the waves. I'm pretty happy that we got Keith on board and he knows what he's doing with this big machine. So now we're gonna get to fishing and see what happens. Pretty excited. Wes, I'm gonna watch. Right now, the big brain is gonna soak all this in. Okay? A couple of prior Navy guys, you know, they like it when it's bouncing. They don't like flat water. Okay?
Lake Erie is a world-class fishery. It's as far as walleye, it's amazing, and I'm sure you guys have experienced, and you have some great lakes, but the size, the quality, and the amount of fish here is got to be second to none. So that's why I wanted to bring you here. It's the perfect time of the year for the migrating fish.
I got him. Watch out.
Walk them up on here real quick.
Pick up on this perch again, that's okay.
Let's stand down. Now we're on a healthy fish.
Okay, so do we need to move anything? Everything can stay where it's at? Okay.
Keep it steady. I'm gonna keep pulling it side.
Isn't that something?
Not
When
even
they're
that big.
When they're side hooked, they just really. But you gotta play them like they're a.
Oh yeah, he's hooked in the mouth too. The weight of that fish.
Yeah. No, I was convinced that was a big fish. Well, so we started out on an offshore spot and we caught some little ones. There was a lot of fish we marked. We marked tons of fish. You probably got some of the video of that, but they just weren't biting. So now we moved down to it. Looks like we're closer inshore, a little bit shallower water. and then we're gonna give it another go here. So there's a few boats around here now. The water's laying down too. So time of day, just like at home, has something to do with it as well. And there's boats starting to move around now. You can see a lot of boats starting to move around. So as this weather's gotten a little bit nicer now, people are starting to come out fishing. So we're gonna run this spot here and see what we can come up with.
American Heroes Outdoors is brought to you by Skeeter Boats and Yamaha Outboards, Shields, Smoky Hills Outdoor Store and Ice Castle Fish Houses, Woodland Resort, Disabled American Veterans, Ottertail Lakes Country, S&S Promotional Group, Innovative Sign and Graphics, Tacticab, and Base Camp Country Real Estate.
I started Recon Fishing Systems as a thought to my retirement of my 28 years with the Air Force. At the time had been tournament fishing walleye, seen different products on the market, thought different and better ways to design things, wanted to make a product that I could stand behind, that would do all the things that I thought I could do better, and that's how I came about with Recon Fishing. Recon Fishing Systems is a line of rod holder products. We have extruded track systems from 6 inches to 72 inches. We have single rod holders, we have fixed trees, adjustable trees, tool holders, cradle holders, electronics mounts, and we're just continually designing new products. I do hard coat anodizing process, which basically you can take a key to it and the only thing you'll see is the brass left behind from the key. So our products hold up real well, especially for our track systems where people are stepping on it, getting on and out of the boat. So we offer it in black and we offer it in a hard coat anodized, which is the gray look. It's kind of a military themed, it's gunmetal gray, so that's something we really appreciate. And it looks good on about any color boat out there. The other thing is we stand behind our products, so they're lifetime guaranteed. You ever have an issue, you bring it back to the dealer's going to replace it, no questions asked. So I designed the products on a base that slides into the track with a double O-ring system so you don't get any vibration, but within seconds you can turn the knob, pop the rod holder off, leave everything in place in your track, lock up all your rod holders, and then when the next morning comes around, you can throw your cover on it, everything's out of the way, it can stay right on the boat. And the next morning you come in, each one is in the place that you had it on the boat the day before. So once they're set, you never have sliding in and out of the track. To put the cover on, to put it away for the winter, or just simply to lock it up for the night. Recon Fishing Systems is a veteran-owned company. All our products are made in Michigan. The thing I'm the most proud of is designing products that should be engineered and actually built by the guy running the machines and putting out a product that I can stand behind and be proud of.
Yeah, that's the right kind.
I'll bring them
This way?
Yep.
It's spinning. Okay, I'm coming up. Coming up.
A little more like it.
There's a real one.
There's a real one. Good job.
So Carl, you were talking this morning when we were sitting down talking about the military training that goes on over the water in the Great Lakes. Tell us a little bit about that, because I don't think most people know about that.
Yeah, so Alpena has a water range that's been around since World War II. It's still a live range. Air National Guard, Navy, the services are able to use. So it's some interesting training, right? So with the location of Alpena being so close to Lake Huron, There's always been a lot to offer at the CRTC where we can do operations for the SEALs to hit land.
Now I know Camp Perry's down here. I understand they have a rifle range that goes out over the water as well.
They do. They have an active, and I've actually had the opportunity to stay on Camp Perry. So working in munitions, we actually, Camp Perry has a large munitions storage area. So those guys are up training and they're like, hey, you know, if you're fishing down here, you're military, you come out and stay at Camp Perry. And I'm like, wow, you know, just one of those benefits that we forget we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
When we're in the military. So
that inside one.
Yep.
Just
yeah,
went.
try to interview when we're catching
That's
fish.
perfect.
That's awesome.
That's what we want to
love
see,
it.
right? I mean, that one went. I watched it go back.
That's always exciting too, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love watching boys.
I do too.
Looks like a little better fish.
Looks like it might be a real one. And as you notice, Wes, the silent assassin is still silent.
There's a smirk on his face though.
Oh, he's bleeding again. Is this a netter?
Skiing him in, but see
Just-
that? It jumped right in the net.
We're sharing more stories on our social media pages. Shields Hometown Heroes, Sunday Service Spotlight, and more. Help us share more stories of our servicemen and women.
I spent 4 years in the United States Navy from 1989 to 1992-ish, and then I was a police officer for 22 years. I went in the Navy. Long story short, I ended up getting deployed to the USS Enterprise. I put myself through college with the GI Bill, and then I paid my way through the police academy and eventually became a police officer. Open it.
Got it.
Unless you're a police officer or rode along with one and to know what happens on a day-to-day basis, it's hard to formulate an opinion. I believe that they should give them the benefit of the doubt and listen to the complete story before you watch bits and pieces of social media clips that make things look worse, or they decide that they don't want to post it, they'll bash the police departments. Well, I think it starts at being a parent and bringing up your child in the right way so they have a set of skills, they are thinking in the right manner as far as how your parents policed you, that you behave, follow a good track in their life as far as education and schooling. And I think that's what kind of brought me to that, because of being in the military, you know, I always paid attention to detail, followed the rules, you know, played the chain of command. And I think that's why I you know, run a tight ship with what I did.
Nipping them at the tip.
That's a Lake Erie sheephead right there. Look at that big bugger back there spinning around. Yeah. Overlooked species in Lake Erie.
Woo! Might be the biggest one yet, eh?
That's a pretty good one.
Hey everybody, what a great time out on Lake Erie. Man, we've had an awesome time with Keith. Captain Keith, he's amazing, you know, a former law enforcement, former military member, and Carl Hatala, these guys with Recon Fishing Systems, using all their products out here, catching walleyes, having a great time. What a great show. Always great to be out filming with first responders, law enforcement, and veterans anytime we can. And when we can come to Lake Erie, it's even better yet. So until next time, stay tuned.
Interested in supporting our mission at American Heroes Outdoors? Go to AmericanHeroesOutdoors.com to nominate your very own hero or drop a donation to support our nation's true heroes.
Welcome back to the show.
And now it's time for our next Shields hometown hero, Dakota Brekhus.
Hi, I'm Amanda Heim, and we are in Minot, North Dakota, and I'm excited to be in front of our new Shields store. I'm here to introduce our next hometown hero, Dakota Brekhus.
Welcome to Shields Hometown Heroes.
Shields Hometown Heroes is a way for us to say thanks to those that serve our country and our community.
And are still giving back to others today.
We honor your service by sharing your stories.
From all of us at Shields, thank you for your service.
Hi kid, hi mom, hi, oh Jesus Christ, you got everybody. What is happening? What is happening?
Hi Dakota, how are you?
Good.
My name's Scott.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice
Scott.
to meet you. Nice to meet you. Come on over here. This is Amanda.
Hi Amanda.
Hi, nice
how are
to
you?
meet you.
And over here is Ryan and Veronica from Shields.
Hey, how's it going?
And we're here today from American Heroes Outdoors TV. And you are being presented with the next hometown hero from Shields and American Heroes Outdoors. And we're going to tell a little bit of your story.
So on behalf of Shields, we would like to present you with a $1,000 gift card. And I'm tearing up too. And a t-shirt for our new Shields store that you are going to love, because our golf section is going to be so much bigger, and a golf simulator. So you can come in, check out Ryan, and he can help you spend your $1,000.
I moved to North Dakota in 2010, trying to find a better track, and I moved in with my cousin and started working, doing well. And in 2011, summer of 2011, we had a big flood up here, and my cousin and I lost our house. When we lost our house, I didn't have any direction. I figured my life wasn't going anywhere, so I joined the Army. Something I always wanted to do, and figured I'd capitalize.
I mean, I was a veteran, you know, so maybe that made some difference, I don't know, but that's what he wanted to do, and he was gonna go. And so that's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I think he would have stayed if he could have kept doing what he was there and with infantry, but after he got wounded, he really couldn't do that anymore. And I think, you know, if he could have kept something like that, he would have stayed in. He loved the military. So anyway, proud of him. He did great.
So May of 2012, we were in Kandahar village of Siachoy, and we were on patrol, and we were walking down a rat line, and we knew it was a bad situation. We'd been there once before in the day, and that you just don't do that. You don't go to the same place twice. Sure enough, a guy popped out of a hidey hole with a PKM and sprayed us down. My team leader got hit, I got hit, and one of our NCOs behind me got hit.
Yeah, he was shot twice in Afghanistan in 2012. So this was actually, last week was his 10-year anniversary of the day he was shot. He was shot in the shoulder, his right shoulder, and his head, but he luckily had a helmet on, and the helmet saved his life. So with that, you know, came TBI, traumatic brain injury, issues with strength in his shoulder. So even being able to like pull a bow back to hunt is something that he can't do. I don't think he ever lets anything really slow him down. He still does everything to the fullest.
So I came back up to Minot, and where I left in 2011, and I started going to Minot State for teacher education. I had a dream that I was a 4th grade teacher, and I really loved it. So I went into my case manager and I said, I want to change my vocation. And they said, what do you want to do? I said, I want to be a teacher, an elementary school teacher.
You know, he's becoming a pilot now, following in his dad's footsteps, and he's a substitute teacher and has been for years, and he's taught my kids, and you know, they all love him, and he's just one of those guys that everybody wants to know and everyone loves.
You know, he's a warrior, but he's probably got the biggest heart of anybody I've ever met. Family with everybody else. If somebody needs something, he'll help.
It's that mentality of, you know, I was doing a job and I would do it again in a heartbeat if I had to, and I don't think he finds himself a hero at all, but I think he doesn't give himself enough credit. He deserves this. You guys did. Thank you so much. You guys did a good job. You picked a good one. And I know there's thousands of them. I'm just saying he's a vet like the rest of us. We're here talking about it. The ones that deserve all this stuff, they're not here to talk about it.
The guys that I served with were just awesome. They taught me everything that I know now. And yeah, I'd just like to give a big thanks to the guys I served with. They kept my head straight and kept me in line, taught me a really nice, good set of skills, and kept me humble. They're the ones, they kept me alive. Never give up. Just don't stop fighting. Keep going. Charlie, Mike, on to the next mission.
Wow, what a show, Dave. That was super fun. You know, anytime I get to go out to Lake Erie, you know, we should go out there together sometime because it is fun. Lake Erie, you got to go if you've never been. Great show.
Awesome. And then we're turning it around a little bit, and I actually get to go on this one, so I'm really looking forward to it. Should be a great story. Something we've never done before. We're going out to West River, South Dakota to chase some deer. Muleys, whitetails. We got a friend of the organization that said, hey, I want to create another event, which is really what it's all about. And people coming to us and saying, we love what you guys do. We have an opportunity here in our area. Come on out. So we're headed to West River, out by Minot, South Dakota, to do some deer hunting. It's going to be a great time.